There you see now how all your so-called power counts for absolutely nothing. How your entire empire of destruction comes crashing down, all because of one little cherry. One little. What a lovely ballet ensues, so full of form and colour. One little.
It is November 25th, and I thought it would be a good time to start a weekly vlog because I am planning on weekly vlogging for Vlogmas. So I am going to start on the 1st and vlog till the 7th, which is a Sunday, and then try to edit that and get it out on the Wednesday. I think that's what I did last year. I think it was Wednesday that I put vlogs out for. You will have already seen my Vlogmas announcement, my Bookmas announcement, before you see this video, but I thought it would be good to start a vlog this week too, because December seems really far away, but it's not very far away at all. It's less than a week away, and I am not prepared to vlog and do things, and for Vlogmas in general. I'm getting prepared, but I'm not fully prepared for Vlogmas. But my plan for Vlogmas is to put something up like every other day. I don't vlog every day, obviously, or put a vlog up every day, but my plan is to weekly vlog and then to try to put a video up every other day throughout all of December. But I wanted to let you know what I'm currently doing and what I'm currently reading to start this vlog off. I am currently reading Tar Baby by Toni Morrison. This is the 4th Toni Morrison that I've read this year, and the 4th in her works via publication order. I read Sula, then this year I decided I wanted to read them all in order, so I read The Blue Sky, Sula, and Song of Solomon, and now I'm on Tar Baby, which was hard to get. I had to order it online. And then I am also reading Never Whistle at Night, which is a horror anthology of Indigenous short stories. I've had really good luck with horror short stories this year, so I'm hoping to keep that up with this book that I'm reading. I hope that it's also good. And then today I have to go to my office job, and I was hoping to have tomorrow off because my husband has off all week, but I'm gonna have to work from home. And then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's after Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, so better start the vlog here, better start my intention of weekly vlogging here and get in the swing of it. Oh, I forgot to mention to this weekly vlog that I'm going to be finishing my 200th book. I'm at 199 for the year. Out of the books that I'm currently reading, one of those might be it, but I also do need to pick a new audiobook, like a short audiobook, so that might end up being it, or if I end up picking another book, that might end up being it. So I wanted to pop in here and just say that. We're gonna do that fun thing, which is read my 200th book of the year in this vlog. And then also, I did go through the Goodreads nominees in the first round, and I did vote. Every year I watch Goodreads award content, and I do like it. I do think the Goodreads awards are pretty stupid. They are obviously just a popularity contest, and they are obviously very much geared to Amazon/Goodreads selling books. So they contain very popular books, and they contain books that are mostly by white authors. They contain books that are sold a lot and make a lot of money. So they're not not really a true award. And then people vote in them like me. I voted in them when I haven't read the books. I know some people only vote for books that they've read. I know some people only vote in categories that they have read. I know some people vote for categories that they've never read. Now, I've read a few books out of this year's Goodreads Awards. I don't usually read a lot of them because I don't read a lot of the most popular books or the most recently released books. I do always vote in them because I think it's important to vote because it is based on popularity, because there are no rules, because people are already voting who have never read any of the books. I think it's important to vote for books by marginalized authors. So I think works by people of color, by the BIPOC community, I think by Asian authors, I think by authors who are queer, trans authors. I think it's really important to vote for those when you're voting for books that you haven't read, right? I saw today that the finalists came out. So the top 10 in each category, the top 10 voted from the original 20 now are down to 10. It's really shocking how few people of color made it in, and it's really shocking how few queer authors made it in and other marginalized authors made it in. So I think it's important to vote for those authors and to shelve those books and to write reviews for those books if you write reviews, so that Goodreads knows that not just white authors are important, not just popular white authors are important. So I will be voting for that at some point. I thought that there were a lot more people of color in the first round than in previous years. A lot of years I've had only one book in each category to be able to vote for because there was only one marginalized author in the entire top 20. But this year I thought there was quite a few, and there was some that I had to think about who I wanted to vote for. I got a choice, which was nice. That being said, when it went down to 10, there's one or two maybe in some categories, or some categories maybe none at all. I just briefly looked at it, but I think in the audiobook category there were none. So that's a bummer. But we'll do that in this vlog too.
Crashing down, all because of one little cherry. One little. What a lovely ballet. It seems so full of form and color. One little.
Okay, it is Thursday morning, so happy Thanksgiving. I didn't update you yesterday, right? I started this vlog on Tuesday. I didn't update you yesterday. I had to work. I worked on Tuesday. We went around. What did we do? I don't know. You'll have seen it sooner than I will have. I don't remember what I did the last 2 days, but you'll have seen it. Yesterday, though, I did do a lot of cleaning. You will see that at some point, not in this vlog, but in a whole nother video, because I'm really trying to clean and prep my bookcase before the end of the year, because it's been 2 years since I cleaned my bookcase and there's books everywhere. I'm going to need to do my toss or keep video in January, and this is the most books I've ever read in a year. I'm currently still reading my 200th book. I don't know what that's going to be. I started Barracoon by Zira Neale Hurston. That's probably what it'll be. I only have like an hour and a half or 2 hours left on the audiobook for Barracoon. I do want to read the foreword because this is a very interesting nonfiction book. I mean, it's nonfiction, but like, how nonfiction is it? It's definitely written in a very fiction-seeming style, but that doesn't mean that it is entirely fiction either. So I'm interested to read the foreword. It might be written by Alice Walker. So I'm interested to see like what a more like academic. I hope the introduction is a little bit more academic and trying to explain to you what Zira Neale Hurston was doing. The book is about talking to the last known enslaved person who came over, like last living at the time. I think this was written in the 70s or 80s, and so this is the last known living enslaved person who was later freed, and his experience at home in Africa and his experience during enslavement and his experience afterwards. That's about it. We're going to my dad's for Thanksgiving, so I'll show you a little bit of that. I think this is going to be a pretty light check-in vlog, although I did have an idea. Maybe I'm going to try and print something out and like make sure that I check in a certain amount of times, because when I first started this vlog on Tuesday, I was like, I'm going to check in every day, and then of course that's not going to happen. So maybe I'll make myself a little checklist, which would be fun. I'm super excited to do the bookcase, and I like know that I want to do it kind of all at once if I can. So I've been doing other things, trying to clean the library up. It's insane in here, but it's better than it was. So I need to get some boxes. We'll try to get some boxes tomorrow maybe. Hope you're all having a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate, and if you don't celebrate, hope you're having a great Thursday, and I hope that you get the day off. I know that not everyone can take the day off on holidays like this. I work in an industry where you don't often get a day off, so I hope that you have a day off. There's been a lot of conversation, I think specifically on social media, but a little bit in BookTube or among people that I follow, revolving around Thanksgiving, and how since Thanksgiving is kind of built on the lie of camaraderie and companionship with Native Americans, which we all know is not how that went down, is not true, that Thanksgiving should like not be celebrated. I don't know if that's entirely true. It's hard for me to say growing up completely without religion and with knowledge of history that was different from people who grew up in public schools. It's difficult for me to comment on most things that like normal people do and how normal people perceive things. I was never raised to perceive colonization of America as wholly good or altruistic. Obviously, I was raised to learn about Native American cultures and celebrate Native American cultures, and I wasn't told all the facts about how horrible everything was and how, you know, the colonizers genocided, and later people as well genocided, or at least tried to create genocide among all the different Native American tribes and communities, but I was not raised to think of Thanksgiving as the Pilgrims and the Indians having a meal together and being copacetic and like it being, you know, holly jolly fun. I was raised to see it as a time of thanks, specifically a time of rest and a time of family. So it's hard for me to parse out the idea of not celebrating one of the few times when my whole family came together, when I got to see my family as a whole family unit. All the religious holidays like Christmas and Easter were like this too. We were not religious, so it wasn't about the religious part of it. It was really about the family connection part of it. And it was a time when people had off, and like my father, who worked in the service industry, he was a bus driver, had off so that he could be with us. We were able to get together with my extended family, which is very, very small. So it's hard for me to not celebrate and not see it solely as a time to be with the ones that you love. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Are you denying the reality that this holiday is based on lies? Or are you just like reconceptualizing this holiday? I mean, I guess that's the conversation that's going on. People are like, you can't reconceptualize it. Some people are, and some people are like, well, obviously you can just make it what you want it to be. So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. I'm so disconnected from the origins of a holiday like Christmas, like Easter, like Thanksgiving, that I find it hard to get on board with the argument not to have those things because of the oppression. But that's just me and my experience, so I'd be interested to see what your experience is, and I'd be interested to hear what you're doing for this holiday or for this non-holiday if you don't celebrate. Wow, what a spread.
I'm interested. It's such a great drama for me every year to see like what people do. I never get tired of it. See what's happening.
It is Saturday night, and I don't think I checked in with you since Thursday morning, so I'm on kind of a good every other day checking in with the vlog schedule, which maybe is fine. I think it's hard to make vlogs. I see why vloggers and content creators who do this all the time often say that they're trying to outdo themselves, that they're constantly looking for things to do, that they want the vlog to be exciting, that they want to go places and show people things and have experiences and do challenges and all that kind of stuff. Because when I think about my life, I don't know really what there is that's very exciting about it. But I think part of the thing that I would like to get across is like a coziness, you don't always have to be going places, you don't always have to be buying things, you don't always have to be doing big grand things. Like, I think a lot of unrealistic nature of social media comes from lack of appeal of mundanity, and how we might be fine with our lives being mundane, but we're kind of taught that that's not the right way to feel, that people should be jet setting and globetrotting and purchasing things and blah blah blah. So like, I hope that when you see my kind of boring life where we go one or two places and maybe we don't even purchase anything all day, ideally it looks nice to you and it reminds you of your own life, and hopefully your life is calm and relaxed and simple and sustainable, that's the kind of content you want to see as well. It is Saturday night. I'm going to end this vlog tomorrow, so I wanted to talk about what I was currently reading, which of course I didn't bring barely any of the books in. So I am currently reading Tar Baby. I'm like halfway through that. And then I started Time to Be in Earnest, a fragment of an autobiography by P.D. James. I've said I was going to read this P.D. James nonfiction for like 4 nonfiction Novembers, and I never picked it up. And I don't know why, but I was really in the mood for a P.D. James, and I looked into reading the next in the Adam Dalgliesh series that I'm on, but it wasn't grabbing my attention, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't ready for mystery yet. I definitely plan on reading a lot of mysteries next month in December, so in just a few days, for Cloak and Dagger Christmas, because I always read for Cloak and Dagger Christmas whether it goes on or not. I'm really liking it. I'm not far into this at all. I'm only about 35 pages into this fragment of an autobiography. One of the things that I didn't know about this fragment of an autobiography, which I think would have helped me read it if I had known, is that it's more of a memoir. She decides to write a diary for a year, then publish it, and she talks right at the beginning about how if you are a author, you intend your diary to be, or hope that your diary is going to be published at some point. And this is, for all intents and purposes, a book that she's writing over a year that also happens to be a diary. But it's also autobiographical because she's talking about her upbringing, she's talking about her family, she's talking about her parents, she's talking about her siblings, she's talking about her husband, she's talking about her children, she's talking about her career as a writer, all interwoven with like a daily diary. She doesn't write every single day, and she says right at the beginning that she's not going to, but she does write quite often in the 35 pages that I've read so far. Next, I started Oh My Mother by Connie Wang, which is a memoir in 9 adventures. So this is Connie Wang's memoir, but it is also a memoir of her mother and their relationship, and how Connie Wang didn't intend to write about her mother because she's a journalist and she thinks that that's kind of the lowest common denominator of what you could write about, but then she found herself constantly wanting to write about her mother, so she wrote this memoir. I got this proof copy a few years ago, went on sale in May of 2023, but the audiobook just came available on my Libby, so I wanted to pick up the audiobook because I did actually start this earlier in the month. I started it when I went to that Bakes book sale thing. I don't know if I included that in any vlog, but I went to a book event put on by the Monmouth County Silent Book Club, which was packed, and I only stayed for like 5 minutes. I started to read this book to see if it was something that I was interested in. I only got 9 pages into it, but I did also read the entire introduction, which is another like 10 to 15 pages. So I got about 25 pages into it, and I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was something that I would want to read. I wasn't in the mood to read it physically, so I'm so glad that the audiobook came in and I decided to just jump on that. Another little book to read for Nonfiction November. This book is not very long. It's just over 200 pages, 215 pages, but the audiobook's only like 6 hours, so I grabbed that. And then the other audiobook that I'm reading is Never Whistle at Night, an Indigenous dark fiction anthology. Me reading this is completing the Buzzword reading challenge. I needed 1 prompt to complete the Buzzword and the Buzzcover reading challenge, and I have a vlog about that, which you will see the first part of that vlog before you see this vlog, so go over and check that out. I'll leave it listed in the description box below. So I'm reading those 4 books. This first week, in this first weekly vlog, my husband had off the whole week, so we've been going around, we've been trying to go out early for walks, we've been trying to see a couple of things, do a couple things. We just went earlier today to a arts market, which is very cute, and we got some Christmas presents. I don't usually buy Christmas presents, but we do try to send some stuff to his family if we can, because we don't get to see them very often. And it's not, I don't love buying Christmas presents. I don't particularly want to buy Christmas presents, but I do feel like if you see something that you think someone will like, or something that they need, or something that they'll enjoy, can be joyful to give presents. So I'm fine with giving presents, but I don't always give presents, and I will not be giving presents to everyone. But a good place to find gifts is an artisan market, and actually there was a lot of cute stuff there. Maybe we should have taken like a longer look or gotten some other things as well. I got a little overstimulated by the end, and I kind of was like, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of wish we'd gotten some pottery that I saw there. Too late now. It's cool because it's at this art center that is in Ocean Grove, New Jersey, which is the town over from mine, that's been there forever, but I didn't realize until recently, actually until our friends were staying with us in October, that there's like a bunch of artist studios in there. You can go in there, you can talk to the artists. They often have stuff for sale. They have different events and different sales that go on there. So it was really fun to go to, and I'm definitely going to try to go to more things there. There's like a theater there, there's drawing classes, there's all sorts of cool stuff. So it was neat to find that place. I didn't take any exterior shots of it at all. Tomorrow, I think we decided what we want to try and do for my father-in-law for Christmas. So I think we're going to go and try and look for something to do with that we could get. I don't know. I don't think we're going to do too much tomorrow, but we're going to try and get out of the house a little bit. We're trying to to get out of the house a little bit every day, especially because next week my husband does go back to work and he'll have to go into the office quite a bit. And then it's going to be a while before we have days off, and it's getting so much colder here. It's dipping below freezing, which is not fun. It's not cool. I don't like it. And so it's harder for us to get out at night, and that means that it's just harder to get out for walks in general, and something that we have been remiss on for the last 3 or 4 years is doing as much walking, getting out as much as we should, being more active in general. So that's something that we're going to try and do whenever we can. That's about it. Let me know your thoughts on Christmas presents or holiday gifts of any variety. I say Christmas because the people around me celebrate Christmas. We never really celebrated Christmas in the traditional sense. I mean, we had a tree and we would see our family, but it was more the pagan version of Christmas. It was not a religious version of Christmas at all for anyone in my family ever. So we use the term Christmas. I like the term Xmas personally, because I think that's a little bit more accurate for my particular views on the subject. But let me know if you celebrate, and let me know what your gift giving ideas are. Like if you enjoy getting gifts, if you hate giving gifts. I just find it very freeing not to have to get gifts for anyone, and not to get gifts and not to worry about the waste and the unsustainable nature of gift giving and the commerce and the capitalism. So I prefer not to get gifts, but sometimes when you see a gift, you should get it for someone. I just don't think it should be confined to holidays. Let me know all those things. Let me know what you're reading. I'd love to know. And I'll talk to you soon. It is Monday, and I knew this was going to happen. I was not able to update you yesterday. I'm updating you today, and then I'm immediately after this, I'm going to film the beginning of the next weekly vlog. So it is December 1st. Happy official Bookmas. How exciting. Yesterday, it was raining, so we didn't get to take a walk outside. Of course, today it's beautiful, but my husband's at work. We didn't get to take a walk outside, and so I was like, let's go to the Goodwill. Let's go antiquing, because we're looking for a couple of specific things for Christmas gifts. I think I already talked about the Christmas gift idea. There's always like a back and forth wavering too in my family of tradition versus overconsumption, and how we really want traditions, we really love traditions, we really enjoy the traditional aspects of what we do for Christmas, which always when I was younger was getting gifts. And now that we understand more about consumerism and that we're older and that there are no real kids in the family anymore, you know, we don't want to get gifts, but then what happens to the tradition of like sitting around the tree and getting gifts, and that acknowledgement of thought and care that you have for someone? It should just be that you realize it and you acknowledge it, and you're just being together is enough. But sometimes it's just nice to have gifts. So we're going back and forth, especially my father and I, we go back and forth about what we want to do about that. I'm hoping that it's going to peter out and that next year we don't have to do gifts. This year we did talk about replacing the gift giving with something more like active, like more of an activity, like we go do something. And that is something that we used to do as a family. Like we would go out on, not so much with my dad, but with my mom, we would go out on Christmas Eve after my grandparents passed away, because when my grandparents were alive, we always went to their house on Christmas Eve, and that was the tradition. But once they passed away, we would go out on Christmas Eve and we would buy our Christmas tree and we would bring it home and we would decorate our Christmas trees. We still did gifts on Christmas morning, but like that was a great replacement for gift giving, or it could have been at the time. We were still young enough that gifts were important to us, but now that we're not, like we could form a tradition like that. Anyway, yesterday got away from me. It was super dark and rainy, so I just wanted to pop in here this morning and finish off this first weekly vlog. I'm calling it like 0.5 or like 0.1 because it's not the official start of Bookmas yet, or it wasn't supposed to be by the time this vlog ended, but now it is the official, and like I said, in just a few minutes I'm going to start the first #1 Bookmas vlog, which is going to be the first week in December. So let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned throughout this vlog. Let me know your thoughts on gift giving. I look forward to seeing you in future vlogs and future Bookmas videos. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!